Halo, a game series that revolutionized the first-person shooter genre of video games. It made the genre what it is today. But how did they accomplish this monumental feat? Well, that's what I'm here for. Let me talk you through how Halo was created, how it works, and also a bit of the basic lore, just because I can't help myself. For most of Halo's existence, its developers have been Bungie, a small development company at the time before the first Halo game, which was announced on July 21st, 1999 during the Macworld Conference and Expo. It was originally planned to be a real-time strategy game for the Mac and Windows operating systems, but later changed into a third-person action game. On June 19, 2000, Microsoft acquired Bungie, and Halo Combat Evolved became a launch title for the Xbox. After receiving Xbox development kits, Bungie rewrote the game's engine, heavily altered its presentation, and turned it into a first-person shooter. What made Halo so famous if there were quite a few other first-person shooters already in existence at the time? You're probably not asking yourself, but I'm gonna answer that question anyway. First off, first-person shooters were mostly on PC at the time, and the ones on consoles hadn't quite nailed down the controls yet. Before Halo Combat Evolved was released, people were skeptical on how it would control, and luckily for them, it was fantastic. That, coupled with how gorgeously designed the game was for the time, the massive campaign, the marvelous AI, the balancing of the weaponry, etc., and you've got a recipe for a pretty great game. And what a great game it was! It spawned many sequels, spin-offs, books, movies, etc. But I am getting a bit off track here. Let me talk about some mechanics. First off, the enemy AI. It was unlike anything ever seen before, and to this day, we haven't really seen FPS enemy AI like the Covenant. The Covenant loves to play tactics instead of running headfirst into your fire. Well, some still do that, but other than those, the AI's tactics vary depending on what alien you're facing. For example, elites are essentially the equivalent of Master Chief. That means they'll most likely be leading their squad. Take them out, and the nearly helpless grunts will have no leader and attempt to run away. So basically, take out the elite and the grunts will flee. In terms of controls, the two sticks of the Xbox controller make controlling Master Chief's speed and vision easy, as opposed to PC, where you're kinda restricted to going at one movement speed with the keyboard. But the mouse is pretty good for vision purposes. Aside from the campaign, one of the most important parts of Halo's popularity is its multiplayer. Halo was what effectively popularized the local area network, or LAN, party, which Halo fans have a lot of nostalgia doing that. Halo also had, and still has, some of the greatest maps in first-person shooter history. Old school Halo fans will have a nostalgia burst at the mention of maps such as Blood Gulch, Ivory Tower, Zanzibar, etc. I even play against my friends on Blood Gulch from time to time, and speaking from experience, it's a blast going against even one friend. So think of the thrill of an 8-player match with everyone driving around and flying around in an attempt to steal the flag from the enemy base. Pure glorious chaos. Let me talk about some basic lore, since I know I lost most of you when I said Master Chief or Covenant. In the 26th century, humanity has come a long way than now in the 21st century. They've discovered other worlds, resources, and military power. At some point, humans came across an alien faction known as the Covenant. The Covenant was a religious faction that believed themselves to be the successors of an ancient species known as the Forerunners. They believed that the Halo rings the Forerunners created, which were galaxy-destroying planet-esque rings, were the key to a path of salvation. The humans and Covenant did not like each other even when they first met, so eventually, war broke out. In the middle of all this, the United Nations Security Council, or UNSC, had created a program to create super soldiers known as the Spartan Program, and John 117, soon to be known as the Master Chief, was one of said super soldiers. The Master Chief would go on to become a war hero in the Human Covenant War, and he was the key to the humans winning that decades-long war. Halo has had a massive impact on the gaming community as a whole. Its easy to learn, hard to master mechanics made it such a fun series that it's still going to this day. Halo has even expanded outside of video games. It's become a multimedia franchise. It's got books, comics, and movies, all expanding the already vast lore of Halo. I don't really think that I have anything more to talk about when it comes to this, so I hope I've been able to teach you why this series is one of the best that gaming has ever seen. Now, I'm gonna go wait for Halo Reach to finally come to PC.